Okay, now if we're looking at scanning, a lot of footballers get confused with scanning, which I really don't understand why, but a lot of them get confused with scanning as a concept. And I think even on my sessions, okay, now scanning. Scanning is something a lot of footballers seem to be confused about, especially like I think if it's a concept, if they see it in a video, it makes more sense. But when you look at it from a coaching perspective, like when I coach, it seems to be a confusing notion, this thing of scanning. So I want to make it simple for you to understand. And this is something I do with my players as well. I put it in a real life situation. So if we're looking at a real life scenario, you are crossing the street. Before you cross the street and you make that decision to cross the street, what do? You analyze what's around you. You analyze your surroundings. You analyze the cars coming. And then when it's clear, you make your decision to go. Scanning is very similar. What I do is I see what's around me from a perspective of cars coming. And if you're looking at it in a football sense, I see what's around me. Teammates, defenders, space, open spaces. And I look forward, backwards, right, left. And I see, okay, what's around me? I basically take a mental picture of what's around me so that when I call for the ball and I receive it, I can then make a decision based on that information. The same thing I do when I'm crossing the street. I look right, I look left. If it's a four-way, I look forward, I look back, and I see what is happening around me. I take that picture. Once I see it is clear, I know that I've checked there, I've checked there. Maybe I'll just do one final check and I'll make my movement. Same thing in football, exact same thing. I just check what's around me in my area. I see where I want to go to next and the decision that I want to make. And I know based on the information that I can execute it when that ball comes towards me. And that's it. Simple as that. The key thing you have to check is just making sure you're checking forward, back, right, left. Now, if your team plays possession football, if you are looking, unless you're in the wider areas, like let's say if you're a left back or left wing and you're facing the play coming this way, most likely you will not have a free player there because the touchline is there. But you should have a player forward, backwards, and right. Meaning you should have a player, if you're playing left wing, your striker should be there. He would either be backwards or to your right. You should have a 10 to your right. You should have a fullback in front of you, and you'll have some midfielders open there. So the key thing is forward, back, right, left. You should have players in that vicinity depending on where you play. And you'll know that, okay, I scan there. Okay, I check, he's open, I can play there. And then that'll just make your game a lot more efficient. And I think that's what most coaches look for in players. We look for efficient players, meaning that players who can actually get the job done. So if you pass the ball, you can take a good first touch, keep the ball, and then make your next action to help the team. So whether that be through pass, taking a shot if you're in the right area, across, whatever. But the key thing is you can receive the ball, maintain possession, and then make your next action. Now, scanning helps you become a more efficient player because you will make less mistakes if you know what's around you. Once you understand that concept and you apply it in game, trust me, you will become a far more efficient footballer.